right. Hey, y'all. Hey, welcome back to A Good Things Marriage Chat. I'm Tiara.
And I am Adrian, and this is part two with Miss Ashley Mendoza. We left off
Mhm.
with some tears and some questions. So before
Yes.
we get back into those tears and questions, make sure to push all buttons, click links, go to pages, tell us hey,
And check out Ashley's information.
and check out Ash's information. All of our information will be down below so that you can connect with her. All righty. Back to the tears and the talks.
Yes, yes.
I'm here for it. I'm
Yes.
here for it. I'm learning.
So I wanted to ask you, Ashley, with just sharing your story. So if you guys haven't watched part one, make sure you watch that first. Okay. So I want to ask you, what advice would you give to our couples when it comes to maintaining intimacy and what that communication, from your opinion, should look like during that time or even prior, right?
Yeah.
Because that the postpartum, like you might hear your OBG might say something about it, or you might happen to go to a class beforehand. But I
Yeah.
think, at least in our community, I don't think that's like forefront of mind, like, man, what will happen if I have postpartum? What should I do? How should we act? Do we have a safe word? How should I know how to,
Right. Right.
so
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me share the clinical part first and
mhm,
allow each of our listeners to be able to understand what is happening after we have baby, right? Because I want to
mhm,
put it in statistics because
mhm,
numbers matter. And
mhm,
so as we are becoming more and more open about our experiences, we're able to do more research to understand the dynamics and what's happening for our parents when we're having a baby.
mhm.
1 in 5 marriages after having a baby end in divorce.
Mm,
Mhm.
1 in 5. So we have 5 couples that just had a baby. 1 in 5 of them aren't going to make it. I was reading another statistic that was talking about married couples with an
Mhm.
unplanned pregnancy. About 90% end in divorce.
Wow.
what?
Wow.
Man,
Yeah.
that's wow. Okay. Yeah.
Another statistic is couples who have, in this particular study, it wasn't specific whether the couple was married or unmarried, but couples who have a child, their first child, within year 4 or 8, divorce.
That's some heavy
Within,
numbers. That's
yeah,
often because it even
yeah,
like makes me think about like just my own parents and how they divorced when my little sister was probably they separated when she was like 4,
year four or
divorced
eight.
when she was like 5. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was oh man.
yeah, yeah. And
I'm,
so,
oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that that just took me back to when you said about the statistics in regards to an unplanned pregnancy. Like I can see that because I don't know if there is a clinical label for depression that you can have before, like if there's a pre-version. But when I had my last baby, I was depressed beforehand. And because I didn't want to be pregnant. And it came at a time I was not anticipating. It just seemed like the wrong time. So that definitely weighed heavily on our marriage. So I can see that.
yes.
I can see
And,
Yeah.
that.
and thank you for sharing that, Tiara, the honesty and the vulnerability of sharing that because the misconception in this work I do, I have no preconceived assumptions anymore.
Yeah.
We assume, when are you going to have a baby? Who said I want a baby? When are you going to have a boy? Who said I wanted a boy?
Yeah.
Are y'all trying? Who said we could even have kids?
Yeah.
It's her. Who said it was her? It could be him. doing this work has opened my eyes and allowed me to see so much compassion and so much vulnerability around, family planning and the different experiences we have as families. And beforehand, we can, Monday night quarterback, And so for those of y'all that don't watch football, that's like basically, all the plays and all the things, but you ain't in the game.
Right.
Okay. But now, with having my personal experiences and the work that I do in life transitions as a counselor, I'm able to see our families are struggling. And it's not to our own fault. It's not because we're trying to struggle and we're trying to mess up and we're trying to do it wrong. We genuinely are struggling because I need help.
Yeah.
And I'm scared to ask for help. And I'm scared to know what I even need help with. And
Yeah.
if I do ask for help, you're going to have something to say. And I ain't trying to get that lip.
Well,
Or if I do,
I don't want to feel this way, but I don't want to change.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I just want to do it like my mama them did and my sister them did and my grandma them did, but it's not working for me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about, those statistics for relationships, we have this pressure that's happening, whether, like I said before, whether it's on society, whether it's culture, whether it's just personal, mental health conditions, or those that were first came onto the scene as a result of, pregnancy and
Mhm.
childbirth. We have a lot of different things that are shifting on the board. And so, one thing that I would say for our relationships is, I said it earlier, do that self work beforehand. Whenever I work with couples, I say, look, at some point, you're going to have to do your individual work.
Mm-hmm.
You're here, you're going to have your stuff, his stuff, and the relationship stuff. And a
Yeah.
lot of times we are having the relationship carry our stuff, and the relationship can't handle it.
Mhm.
The relationship can only handle the relationship stuff. So
Yeah.
when I counsel with couples, I say, look, I'm here to speak for the relationship. I ain't here to speak for you or you. I'm here to speak for what the relationship needs.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, the relationship is in therapy, but y'all two got to do therapy too.
Yeah.
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 And so that's one thing. The other part is being able to gain some skills with communication. Take that accountability to be like, okay, there's a lot of times like, that ain't even his stuff. Ashley,
Yeah.
that's your stuff, boo. You're gonna have to go to the closet with that one.
Yeah.
Cause that ain't his stuff. I'm mad at him. I'm definitely pissy with him, but that ain't
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
his stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that
Yeah.
I need to bring him is his stuff. So I
Mm-hmm.
need to go back. There's a thing I do, and I do like this little circle of motion over my chest. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that part is his. Okay, that's the part.
Yeah.
And what happens is we're bringing him our stuff because we going through. And so now that pressure with him going through already, having a new baby, now becoming a father, what does this look like in society? What does this look like as a culture? What does this look like as my manhood? And now you want me to deal with your stuff too? Nah, boo. You don't have to figure that out for you. That's not
Yeah.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important too to talk about the emotional validation that each partner might need in those spaces, right? It definitely takes a person who is willing to do the work, who is self-aware, hopefully emotionally intelligent, right? To
Mm-hmm.
have the conversations, be able to speak to their partner about where they're at. It's another thing to have the safe space, as we always talk about, to be able to voice to your partner where you're at, which requires you to be vulnerable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which we've talked about a lot lately as well. But can you talk a little bit about the importance of the emotional validation? Because I think that to me, that's one of the first things I thought about as you was listing these statistics about what's happening in the marriages with all the stuff going on, is that a lot of these partners are not feeling heard or understood about where they currently are. in conjacent to one partner expecting for them to fix them, or they want to be the fixer.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so one thing that came up is the drama triangle when you said the fixer or the fixer, us women folks and men folks, we was built different. And I genuinely believe, me personally, that we were designed to nurture. We were designed to bring forth life. That's my personal belief. And with that, many times comes, how can I help? How can I make it right? How can I fill in the blank? Take your cape off, boo. Take your cape off. I'm not sure if that is a trauma response. I'm not sure if that is a overcompensation, for, again, going back to that identity or that esteem or that other things that are coming up. Take your cape off, because what I'm also seeing in our relationships is we're parenting our men. He don't need another mama.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you start getting resentful of your husband if you gotta baby him.
I don't need another dependent on my
I
taxes.
don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I don't. I don't know about you, but I don't. Okay. So when I talked earlier about, my husband just had him and I being very similar, we respect each other in that way. I don't micromanage him. You know what I mean? There was a lady that told me when we had gotten married, she was married for about like 40 years or something like that. And she had told me, she was like, you either get to tell him what to do or how to do it. You don't get to do both. And I took that to heart, right? However their relationship is, good, bad, or different, but I took that from my perspective. They're like, hey, I'm either going to tell you how to do it because you're probably helping me, or either I'm going to ask you to do it and you're going to do it the best way you know how. And I'm going to get out Dodge. You know what I mean? Like, go find something to do. Go kick rocks. But when you trying to do both, it's like, well, I thought you asked me to do it because you didn't know how to do it. So if you know how to do it, then why don't you come do it?
Right.
We got to stop parenting our men, please. And you're trying to figure out why he's resenting you, why he's acting like a child, why he's behaving like a child, why you're tired, you're frustrated, irritable, and feeling like you got another child because you're treating him like a child. And now when we're talking about that whole power dynamics that I was talking about before, there is a such thing as weaponizing competence.
Oh, yeah.
And if you have somebody that is on that whole power struggle, they now using that to manipulate the situation to basically have easy street while you getting up, feeding, changing damn Pampers, going to the grocery store, making the grocery list, cooking the groceries, taking the kids out to play, doing the schedule for the family. And he just showing up. But maybe your type A personality, or maybe your love language, or maybe your unfinished business is having you feel in control to your own detriment. And those are from clinical perspectives. I'm sharing this from a clinical perspective. That very much is happening from a clinical perspective on a consistent basis when we're talking about having kids and in our relationships. And it does feel good to be in control because we just had an experience having a baby where we're completely out of control. My hormones is all over the place. I don't know who I am anymore. My emotions and my feelings is feeling crazy. I don't know why I'm laughing, and then I'm sad, and then I'm crying, and then I'm what? I just feel so out of control. I'm going back to work and they don't see me the same. We don't have the same conversations. Everybody keep asking me about this baby. Don't you see me? Hello?
Yeah.
So we just had a huge life-changing event that makes us feel so out of control.
Yeah.
So now how can I nitpick and control everything else around me? Because it feels so uncalm and so uneasy within me. Right? And I remember what that felt like. I remember what it felt like to just feel so out of control. Because I am such a type A personality. I am such a strategic organizer and planner. I am such a Where's the plan for that? You fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's not military.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Organized structure, you know. I still am that way, but I had to learn that he is going to parent our babies in his own unique way.
Yeah.
He is going to make his own mistakes just like I am, but it just looks different because society says we're supposed to know and we don't got a clue. Ain't nobody got a clue. That baby ain't no toaster. They don't come with no manual.
They don't.
So I have to tell my individuals that want to parent their partners, I have to say, hey, you trusted yourself to choose this person. You trusted yourself to have a baby with this person. Now you have to step back and trust yourself to allow them to be the parent they are going to be. And the intentional conversations have to come around that. You know, my husband puts them to bed in his own way. My husband, you know, washes their face, brush their teeth, dresses them, do their hair. He does it all in his own way. You know, he's been combing their hair since they were like 2 years old, since like forever. He's always been an active participant in the process of this thing. But I also had a perspective. It took 2 of us to make this baby. It's going to take 2 of us to participate.
Yeah.
And when we're talking about power and control, not only with domestic violence and intimate partner abuse, it comes up in gatekeeping with our kids. And we're stressed.
I'm sorry. It just made me think about something with part of that statistic, especially for that 4 years. Some of that more likely has to do with what you were just emphasizing on, that some people realize later on, like, this person really is not going to help me like I thought they were going to help me. Because it's important to make sure that, and of course we know everybody got certain things they like to do, right? Some of us don't like to wash dishes. Some of us don't want to cook. Some of us might be better with laundry, whatever, you know. But it's important to have, again, the conversation that I don't think is happening prior to talking about what we would like it to look like, with still having the flexibility and fluidness of knowing that that could change, but still needing to have the conversation so that you don't just go into mom mode of what you've seen repeating, or vice versa with the dad. So,
well, I think we're going to do that anyway. I think we're going to do that anyway because that's already innate. That's already ingrained in us. The intentionality actually comes from saying like, hey, I want to do something different. And that's where the change and the shift, you know, in whether it's mental, you know, shifts or behavioral shifts, or just saying, hey, like, I'm a matriarch of a legacy here, you know, and I want my family to be different. So my last name is Mendoza. That's my husband's last name. But we're the Mendizis. Those are Mendizis girls. Right? That's our legacy. Oh, them Mendizis girls is different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They must be the Mendizis girls. Like, yeah, you're part of the Mendoza family, but them are Mendizis girls. That's me and my husband. That's what we do. Right? That's how we get down. Right? And so that's the intentionality that when we take our parents through the postpartum planning class of what do you want that to look like? Right. And so when we talk about these conversations when we're dating, a lot of times we are dating to have fun.
Yeah.
Right. So we actually have to get back to dating for intentionality. Because if we're just dating to have fun and have a good lay or whatever, or you can make a bad steak or some great sweet potatoes, whatever your favorite dishes, right? That's what you're going to get because that's what you were looking for. And then when it comes time to like, are you capable of managing money?
Right.
Is your credit score up to par so I don't have to live in a cardboard box? You know, do your work ethic. Is it there for you to, you know, grind and hustle and do what we need to do to make it happen? You know what I mean? Do we have lifestyle skill, lifestyle alignment to where I'm just really not into the club scene, but you can stay all out all night and sleep all day.
Yeah.
So whenever I am this hopeless romantic that thought I was gonna, get married early and be well into having kids and all that type of stuff, and that just wasn't my journey, right? But I can say I thank God that I did have an opportunity to have kids older, because I have more wisdom and I'm more stable, financially, education, and all this other type of stuff, that, to be honest, the mental health aspect was the part that took me under. And I thank God that it wasn't the mental health part, the relationship part, the job part, the family part, the finance. Can you imagine? And those are all dimensions of wellness, by the way, for y'all that are listening. There is 6 to 8 dimensions of wellness, depending on what you're looking at. And all of those are very intricate into how well we are doing in life. And when we have all those separate areas in our life that are impacted on our dimensions of wellness, oh my goodness, the sink is sinking. Please.
Yeah.
So I thank God that I did have him a little bit older. I was done with my master's program. My husband was done with his master's program. We had just, we had a whole career in the military and basically retired on the back end. So our kids didn't have to deal with the shifts and changes of TDYs and deployments. I have 2 overseas deployments, and my husband has 2 or 3. Can you imagine your kids going through all of that in addition to? When I talk to y'all about this stuff, we genuinely have to start thinking and working backwards. When I got married to my husband, I already thought about, what do I want my life to look like? I love you, but you don't make enough money for my lifestyle, right? And so there's a lot of people I'm just like, I just can't do you. Because I don't want to feel resentment, or I don't want to feel that I settled, because the dreams and the hopes and the goals that I have, and maybe your mental capacity is just like, just settle. And I'm like, I don't want a dude that's going to make me just settle. I don't want a dude that's not going to be like, yeah, babe, I got you. What you need? I don't see it, but you see it. Okay, keep going, But we really do genuinely, as a people, whenever we date, we have to think about the end goal in mind. I'm not talking about somebody that's money hungry or no, I'm not talking about that. Okay. So please mature up. What I am talking about is really thinking about, what are some of the life goals that you have in life? And what is the capacity of the person that is going to support you, enable you, and sustain you in that lifestyle? Because what is happening here is we are getting a Mickey Mouse partner, and then we want to build $1 million companies. And that Mickey Mouse partner is like, nah, boo, I'm good in an apartment. And we're like, wait a minute. Our mindset says we got $1 million dreams to help society take over So, I mean, that's like crazy, but what I'm saying is you really just have to think about that. And that really does come with some life work and some healing and some self-actualization of just getting reflective of, like, what do you want? What type of partner do you want? Do you want a family? Because sometimes we're also marrying somebody that don't want a family. They told you they did not want kids.
Yeah.
And what, you thought you was going to back it up, drop it low, and give them enough of a sip to make it change?
Right.
There are essential things when we are dating that do not change, right?
Yeah.
And what we're talking about is do they want kids? What's their religion? Right? You over here talking about you Protestant marrying a Catholic or something like that, and neither one of y'all want to shift. What is that going to look like for your kids and your family?
Right.
We're already creating a foundation that's divided. Okay, that's going to stand.
And are you actually practicing, or are you just holding on to what what mom and daddy brought you into growing up, and you just trying to hold on to it for dear life?
Yes.
I was raised.
Yes. Okay. Look, y'all. I thought my husband was gonna look like Idris Elba or Morris Chestnut, y'all. Okay. I just knew it. I knew it. I got a whole Mexican up here, okay? Clearly, last name Mendoza, okay? Look. Didn't even want no military man. I did not want no military man.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I got what God saw fit for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I saw what God saw fit for me and where I was. You know what I mean? And so whenever we met and things like that, today is our 8-year anniversary.
Ooh, happy
Yes.
anniversary.
Thank you.
Anniversary.
Yes. Look, I've been trying to get divorced since I got married. Okay. Y'all thinking this marriage stuff? Look, y'all over here talking. Look, this marriage
We
stuff is
already know. We
this ain't
already
for
know.
punks. This stuff is
Okay.
not for punks. And what did I
Okay.
tell y'all on the statistic? Between 4 and 8. I've been trying to get divorced since I was 6 months in. Look, I was like, people sign up for this. I said,
Some
Dad,
real work.
look, I said,
Some
oh,
real work.
but even when I talk about life transitions, even that is a transition.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
used to another individual and how they live life and, how that life is going to come together. We do. I think it was Tiara that said it. We have to be comfortable in ourselves before we present that self to another individual. Because now, we don't want a volcano when we come together. Everybody dragging their bags,
Right.
and trying to figure out how we shift through all of this.
Right.
And so so we got married. We dated for 4 years. We got married in 2017. We got pregnant in 2018. I had my first daughter in 2019. I got pregnant in 2019 and had my second daughter in 2020. My husband, I retired in 2019 from the military. COVID hit in 2020 and then my husband retired in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know a little bit about life transitions, y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah.
And what a wonderful thing for God to make it so that you went through all of this so that you can help others.
Yeah.
So you can help others. Like I mean, me and Adrian, we've looked at that too, and it's still like I still look back at it like, man, all these things, God, you were just preparing me, and you gave me this desire and the passion to help other married couples succeed and helping them to see things they don't see. We know we can't save every marriage, but we're gonna do whatever we can to help prepare you, give you the wisdom, give you the resource, helping you to see like, no, you do got some work. Yeah, here is the areas,
And
So
the life experiences give you a whole lot of wisdom. Like you got your book wisdom and you got your examples from mama, daddy, cousin, auntie, uncle. But when you live it through it, you like, dang, like ain't nobody tell me this.
No, nobody told me.
This.
But then also too, how many of our relationships are staying together through this very intricate, hard time?
Yeah.
There was times when my husband and I, our date night consisted of having a bowl of cereal at midnight, and that still makes me tear up because in part one we was talking about the intimacy and how and roommates and things like that, and we have to genuinely know that our connection is not going to always look, feel, and be the same. It's not. And if we are expecting to get married, have a baby, do all these things, and constantly stay on this emotional roller coaster of a high, I got news for you, boo.
Yeah.
That's not the way it works.
Right.
So we have to evolve as people to stop craving these huge, I'm going clinical on y'all, these huge amounts of dopamine having us feel like we good and feel like we're okay.
Yeah.
Video games, social media, doom scrolling, all those things, the likes, the shares, the comments, all of those things give you an artificial dopamine boost that makes you feel good. And if we are not careful, we are overlooking genuine connection and genuine self-understanding of ourselves to really know that it's superficial. And so we live from one like to the next, or we live from one slide in the DMs to the next, or we live from, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we get into a relationship that has some substance to it.
Yeah.
And every day don't look at look. I laugh about that. My husband, he's so annoying, but that's my boo.
Yeah.
That's my boo thing.
Yeah.
I say that jokingly that I've been trying to divorce since I got married because he challenges me.
Yeah.
He challenges me to see me for myself and for me to take that accountability to be like, okay, I'm gonna love you like Christ said, love the church.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I see you growing, so I'm gonna step back, But we do. And so whenever we have these different things in life that shifts our relationship and stuff, I really want us to leave and walk away from this conversation knowing that your relationship can stand the test of time when we give it a foundation that is solid. Okay. It's not going to look, like getting busy after you have a newborn. There's sometimes I gotta put it on the calendar. Yeah. And I used to watch those type of movies and be like, where they do this at? Let's just we got it in-house. Right. Look, in-house washing dishes, laundry, kids, dinner, bills, dinner, dog,
space for yourself.
Yeah.
And guess what? I don't always want to spend time with him. I don't always want to spend time with my kids. Let's talk about that too. We got to start being real with ourselves and stop putting on this mask that just because you're married, mom, whatever, you want to do that 100% of the time. We have to be honest and show up and be real that I am also a mom, I'm a community leader, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a wife, I'm a sister. I am so many other things. And I take pleasure in those things because they do something different for me.
Yeah.
And whenever we come through these different life transitions and we see ourselves as this evolving person that takes delight in all of these things, it genuinely allows you to give from your overflow because, yes, you're giving to yourself.
Yeah.
So, Ashley, as we're finishing up here before we roll into part 3.
Right. There will be a part 3, but I think it's some other it's some other stuff that I'm like, okay, well, we need to have you on talking about not only just the postpartum, but just life transitions as well. Because it'd be real out here in these married father streets. Yeah.
So do you have any final words that you want to encourage someone who may be going through postpartum?
If someone is going through postpartum depression, and this could be a mom or a dad, I want us to be able to acknowledge that it can look like isolation. It can look like withdrawal. It can look like, feeling like you're walking on eggshells because you're overstimulated because the TV's going, you're trying to cook dinner and the baby's crying and your husband might be trying to tell you about your day. It can look like you're touched out and not feeling intimate. It can look like all those things. I also want you to know that us individuals of color, we present differently. We still have our nails done. We still have our hair did. We still have our kids and dinner. We still do all those things. But I just want to let you know that it's okay to not be okay. I represent a lot of different areas where it was not okay for me to be okay. A mental health professional, an Army, war combat veteran, a soldier, a Black woman. It was not okay for me to be okay. And the more and more I started to be honest with myself first and foremost. You could lie to other people,
Yeah.
but don't lie to yourself. The more and more I started to be honest with myself that I was not okay. On the outside, you'd be like, man, she got it all. She should be happy. She should be grateful. And I was not happy. I was miserable. I was miserable. He gets up, he feeds the kids, he does the diapers, he goes to the grocery store, he does laundry. And so what? I'm miserable. I was miserable. But I had to realize that me having my hands in all the pots and me doing all the things, managing the job construction, managing this and managing that, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's what makes me thrive. It's what gives me my confidence and my drive to say, I am that chick. And you are that chick too. You just need the support to get you to that next step. And that comes with being real with yourself so you can be real with other people. The more and more of us Black women show up and speak our truth, we see our story in other women. And we be like, okay, yeah. She said in language I get.
Yeah.
And that's what we need.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
get help. Get
Yeah.
help.
Yeah.
Our families are struggling, and just know that you're not alone. And help is available.
Well, thank you so
You said
much,
it best. You
Ashley.
said it best. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here and talking with us today and crying, girl. I love it. I love a good cry. It's my second cry for the day, the second one. I'm probably gonna have a third one later on. Well, y'all heard Miss Ashley and what she has extended and said the same thing that we always say right before we close out. So with that, we are going to close out and end things
Thank you for
here.
sharing your story.
Yes. Now, y'all, don't forget a good thing is not hard to find.
But it takes work to keep it. You
It
hear?
show, it show, it showed. I don't even have no jokey joke after that. I need to